Hello, friends. Jai Hind. I am Major Mohammed Ali Shah, and I have the proud privilege and honor to be in conversation with a very, very dear friend of mine. We are about the same age, but yes, he is a course senior to me. A course senior to me means in the army, it means by 6 months senior. So, my immediate senior from the academy. So, I had the honor of being in Officers Training Academy the same time when Captain Hemant Thakur was there in academy. I had the proud privilege of him being AUO. That's AUO is the Academy Under Officer. Well, he got commissioned in the Regiment of Artillery. That is, you can see but the difference is he got commissioned in the para. He was a paratrooper, the 9 para field. Now there are 2 para fields in the artillery. There's 9 para field and then there's 17 para field. So he got commissioned in the 9 para field regiment of artillery. And the beauty is, when I was in JNK for 2 years and I got my posting as the ADC to the GOC3 Corps. So on 28th September 2005, 28th September is a very special day for us, for the gunners, since it's Gunners Day. So I had just reported on duty in Nagaland. I had just entered. Ulta shave bhi nahi kiya hoga maine. And I was told by the Colonel MS that sit in the helicopter. You're flying with the GOC to Jiribam. Jiribam is in Manipur actually, and on the southern west tip of Manipur and bordering Manipur and Assam. And we are going there to cut the cake with the 9 para field on Gunners Day. And I knew very well that my immediate senior, of course, that time, Captain the, Captain time पे. Captain Hemant Singh Thakur was there, and I was very excited in the air. वो मेरा first sortie था, helicopter में हम उतरे, and we met and we hugged each other. And I met Sir. Sir was with this rope. I'll never forget that rope of yours, sir. And I had the honor of celebrating New Year's Eve with Sir again. जब 12 बजे तब हमने एक दूसरे को हक किया, and of course, and I can just go on about Sir. We have really idolized him, looked up to him. He was एक academic term होता है called demo type. So Sir was that demo type of senior of ours and a third gentleman. So I can just go on about Sir. Oh my God, 2.5 minutes हो गए, and I have been speaking about Sir. Let's hand over the mic to Sir. Sir, Jai Hind, and thank you very much for taking your time, Sir.
Jai Hind Ali, it's been an honor, and wanted to, thank you, because, it was after almost around 13 years gap, we met this New Year's Eve in the party, and it was, great to, meet personally once again. Otherwise, we were only connected through phone and through, chats. So physically meeting, of course, has its own charm, and thanks for being there in the party and glorifying the entire event there.
नहीं सर, थैंक यू सर. अच्छा, इतनी खुशी हुई थी ना सर आपको देख के. आई कांट इवन टेल यू. आई रियली डोंट हैव वर्ड्स टू एक्सप्रेस, बिकॉज यू, कुछ सीनियर्स होते हैं हर जगह, स्कूल में भी होते हैं, कॉलेज में भी होते हैं, अकेडमी में तो खास तौर से, यू हैव फॉन्ड मेमोरीज एंड यू हैव एन अटैचमेंट टू देम. सो यू आर दैट सीनियर फॉर आवर कोर्स, सर, completely. So you tell us about what was the motivation behind joining the, because आप super block में आए थे, you could have taken any arm you wanted, and I'm so happy and I'm so proud and I'm very happy कि आप we are from the Gunner family. In fact, मैंने आपके लिए टाइम ढूंढ के पहनी Gunners की. तो sir, just tell us about the motivation that you had towards being a paratrooper and a gunner. So you joined the 9 para field, sir.
Cha, Ali, to be very frank, uh, before joining academy, I was having not even an iota of knowledge of getting the regiment or the concept of asking for the units and all. But during the training, and in fact on the very first day when we were briefed about the way that how we would be asked to opt for different arms and services towards our culmination of the course. So that was the day I decided that I must be eligible enough, because I was not having any kind of a priorities or the claims which we have. We call it PC1, PC2 and PC3. You know it. So because I was the first officer in my family uh, joining the Indian Army. So I was not knowing, I was not having this idea. But the very first day after the briefing, I decided that whatever I write, I must get it. And as luck would had it, during my second term, our battalion commander, Colonel BB Sagar, he is from 5 Field RT. In fact, he motivated me, and our DS was also from 2 Field SP. So both of them, in fact, pestered me to join Regiment of Artillery, and because I keen to go into infantry, and that's how to get a mix of it and get into the elitist of the elite 9 Parafield Regiment. That was like a dream come true when filled, because a day prior to filling up the forms of the choices, Colonel BB Sagar gave me almost heart to heart talk for almost around 2 hours. In fact, that would have been the longest chat a battalion commander would have had with a gentleman cadet. So that was the time when he asked me to write for this. Then when I asked him that I'm keen in going into infantry, he said, "Why not you fill 9 Parafield Regiment?" And I filled because that was probably I was destined to get into the first airborne gunners, that is 9 Parafield Regiment, and I got it. So I thank my stars, the blessings of my elders, and good wishes of all my seniors and academy staff, with which I could get it. So that's how
So,
I joined 9 Parachute Field Regiment. And uh, in fact, after filling the unit's choice, I came to know that I'll have to undergo probation similar to any airborne unit. Like even if I would have gone to any airborne unit, so that before that I was not knowing this also.
okay.
So once I came to know, and then when with the accoutrements and all, when unit sent me an NCO to me, who briefed me about the procedure of probation and all, because otherwise till that time I was unaware that in artillery also we have airborne unit. But after that, it is like my first and last love, 9 Parachute Field Regiment.
Absolutely, sir. That's so nice. That's so nice. सर, पता है हमारी कहानी एक तरीके से मिलती जुलती है. मैं अकेडमी में आया हार्डकोर एसएफ ऑप्टी बन के. मेरा मकसद ओटी में आना था कि भाई 9 एसएफ में जाऊंगा बस. मैं बहुत क्लियर था, सिंगल माइंडेड. And you are right, sir. Colonel BB Sagar, and of course, I had PC1 for artillery, of course, and Colonel BB Sagar, and I would still call him Captain, though अभी शायद ब्रिगेडियर साहब भी बन गए होंगे. RD that time, Captain Mithendra Kumar. अभी तो जिनकी आप बात कर रहे थे अभी, तो उन्होंने भी काफी मोटिवेट किया मेरे को, and then I took gunners thereafter. So tell us about your probation upon commissioning. 8th March 2003, you got commissioned. एंड फिर आपको 21 दिन की छुट्टी मिली होगी उसके बाद बिफोर जॉइन योर पलटन. फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ सर? आप छुट्टी काटी आपने, फिर आप आए, फिर आप कहाँ पे रिपोर्ट किया, कैसे हुआ सर?
Ali, if I because whenever I look back and in retrospect, whenever I live those moments, even in my memories till now, uh, in fact, you would appreciate that everything in my life had been so destined and has been created by the grace of God, that like when I joined my unit, uh 8th March we got commissioned. 21 days leave, I had to report on 29th. I reported on 29th of March. 1st of April was my unit's raising day, and it was the diamond jubilee of my unit. So I reported at Agra. Unit's advance party had already moved out to Northeast, because we met in Northeast only. So advanced party had already moved out, and main body was there. So uh, I was, I would say, luckiest of the lot, who immediately on joining was attending the diamond jubilee of his regiment.
Wow.
Of course, I mean, I had to undergo probation, but because, I mean, the celebrations were on, and I was lucky enough to meet the first Indian officer of our unit, General Ranbir Singh Bakshi. He
Oh,
was
wow.
commandant of NDA also. So, in fact, I was lucky enough to meet him at a very first, week of my getting, or rather, landed in the unit. So that was, I mean, one of the luckiest thing I could have. And the probation started. I mean, the way it starts, like right at the Agra Cant railway station only. The NCO who had come to receive me asked me कि साहब कमैट है. I could not
क्या है?
understand what is comat. So he said, साहब ये वर्दी. I said, यार कम्बैट ड्रेस यहाँ है, मैं लेके आया हूँ. Oh, he said, ठीक है साहब, पहन लो चलो. मैं कहा यार, मतलब आई वाज टोल्ड इन द एकेडमी टू गेट डाउन इन द सूट एंड टाई, और मैं इतनी गर्मी में वो पहन के उतरा हूँ, और तुम कह रहे कॉम्बैट ड्रेस पहनो. ठीक है, आई मीन, ही आस्क्ड मी टू वेयर दैट. आई वेंट इनटू वेटिंग रूम, चेंज इनटू कॉम्बैट्स. बोला ठीक है साहब, ये सूटकेस और रक्सैक वगैरह वी आर कीपिंग इन द जिप्सी, आप पीछे पीछे दौड़ लगा लो. सो
बट
सो
आप तो डेमो टाइप के अकेडमी में हैं. आई मीन यू आर वेरी गुड रनर, सो आपको दिक्कत नहीं आई होगी शायद.
नहीं, पर उसके बाद वो एक फीलिंग आ रखी थी कि लाइक यू बिकम अफसरान हिंद, तो ऐसा कुछ वो नहीं है. और प्रोबेशन मींस कुछ ट्रेनिंग होगी.
राइट.
बट देन वी वेंट अराउंड आगरा कैंट दर्शन. और उसके बाद फिर, आई मीन, जब पूरा निकल गया पसीना, तो आई वाज स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ द एडजुटेंट टू रिपोर्ट टू हिम. And that's how, I mean, it started. And once you undergo probation, in fact, the PBOR officers, everybody, I mean, is one lot. I mean, the way we do in commandos, and that's how, I mean, the probation started. So it is mix of your uh, aptitude, your physical endurance, and your mental robustness, because that's how, I mean, it is, you know, gelling into the team, and getting to prove your physical and mental robustness, so that you get into the rut of the airborne operations. So that's how. And by the time I could finish it off, advanced party had to move out. So I was, for rest of the, I mean, duration which was left, I was with 17 parafield. So by that time I was to undergo my para basic also. I stayed with 17 parafield only, and there I was undergoing the preparations for my YOs also, and doing my para basic jump also. So once I completed all those things, got my wings after my, I mean, jumps, which is mandatory for
So
para
your
basic. You have to.
maroon beret and your wings you were not wearing before you passed the probation.
No, see, during your probation, you are wearing your, I mean, combat dress only, and you're not supposed to wear any of the berets. You just
Okay.
wear your cap
Yes,
FS.
sir. Right, sir.
So that's how, I mean, you undergo your probation, and once you clear it, then you earn your maroon. And once you get your maroon, then only you are sent to uh, paratrooper school, PTS, which is in Agra. So there you undergo the para basic course. You do your jumps, which is, I mean, 5 jumps are mandatory, 2 night jumps are mandatory to earn your wings.
Out
So
of those
that's
five
how.
jumps, out of those
Yeah,
five jumps, the two night jumps, including that is right. Okay,
yeah.
so
Initial this thing, you get minimum 3 jumps day and 2 jumps night. If you're lucky, I mean, during the, I mean, completion of your course only, after you're getting your wings and all, you might get some practice jumps, or if some kind of a event is there in the para brigade, people get themselves enrolled for the jumps, and they get more number of jumps.
so so when you were at the para school in Agra, there must be people from the SF as well along with you.
Yes, of course. In fact, when para basic course happens, it is like with us, there were around 10 PJs also undergoing the course. PJs are the parajump instructors who are from the Air Force. Uh, we did have a batch which was, I mean, just moving out, and a batch of Marcos as well, because they are also supposed to do the para basic. Then during our course only we had, because PBG, the present bodyguards, are also mandatorily required to do the para basic course, and also after that every year they have to undergo refresher course the way we paratroopers do. So they were also there. So Marcos also were there in PTS during our course. Uh, Air Force people, PGIs were also there, and of course, Army airborne teams and SFF people also keep coming, because I mean we keep meeting. I mean, uh, once in your the same tenure in the army, whenever you are going for refresher course, of course you are bound to meet people.
Right. So, आपने see infantry में commando course at Belgaum is mandatory. Artillery में it's optional. So, have you also done the commando course?
Yeah, I could not go because I mean after this para basic course, I was detailed back to unit, which was, I mean, the base location was Agartala. So I moved back, and from there, I had to go for my YOs. Went back. It was thick of counterinsurgency operations, because I mean, till 2006 end, we were there only. So I mean, uh, any officer could not be spared for commando course and all, and because in while getting being inducted there, CIJW is also mandatory varante. So that's how commando, I mean, howsoever
You
most of the officers do opt for it, and they undergo commando course.
you've done CHW sir, Varangte.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay, okay. Sir, and I was very lucky कि मैं सर लेफ्टिनेंट साहब था. मैं जैसे कैप्टन बना गनर्स डे 28 सितंबर. आई कैन नेवर फॉरगेट द डेट द डे आई मेट यू. उससे बस एक दिन पहले मैं कप्तान साहब बना. And there it was I met you, and the first day itself in service, I mean, as the ADC to the GOC of the Spare Corps and in Northeast, I stepped foot into Manipur. So let's talk about your experience in Jiribam, and if you can throw some light on the rope that you were carrying sir. वो मैं रस्सी कभी नहीं भूलूंगा actually sir.
uh, in fact, our unit's tenure in Jirimbam had been very fulfilling when it comes to the operational uh, achievements which we could perform, and the prowess we could show. I mean, being a para RT unit, and notwithstanding the unit was supposed to undergo the rest of the artillery technical qualifications of undergoing the um, practice camps and all, and every time we were I mean being rated as the excellent units. So when I talk about Jiribam, we could liberate 0 mile. From there we walked up till 0 mile. The Barak and the Borobekra area where we had, three rather major operations in which we were successful in liberating the entire Borobekra area. During our unit's tenure, that had been the greatest of the achievement of our unit, which is in fact uh, enriched us professionally as well as personal bonding also, because when you undergo such kind of operations, and that too especially in northeast, wherein the terrain, the weather, and of course the uh, other calamities and the threats of like leeches in the swamps and the sultry weather, that hardship you don't get in valley tenure. It is only one thing which is there, which is the terrorism. But in northeast, all these things were there which enriched us, the entire unit. And it was, I would say, great achievements we could uh, uh, gain from Jiribam tenure.
So, so that's very nice, sir. And so, Isip, I want to ask you one more thing about your first jump. How was the experience of your first jump? जब आप जहाज में गए ऊपर, and the anxiety must have been building कि ऊपर से अब कूदना पड़ेगा पहले पैराशूट से, कभी पहले कूदे नहीं है कभी पहले, वो फीलिंग क्या थी सर, और एंजाइटी क्या थी, क्या थ्रिल था, क्या एक्साइटमेंट थी, और क्या था, हाउ वाज द फीलिंग सर?
Ali, first and foremost, फर्स्ट जंप, मैं अपना खुद का बताऊं या दूसरों का भी अगर मैं बोलूं, it is something like you don't understand what is happening with you, because during the entire 1 month of para basic training you are told कि 6 तरीके के जंप होंगे, ऐसी इमरजेंसी होगी, ये लैंडिंग होगा, 6 तरीके से लैंडिंग होगी, तो 6 तरीके के रोल लेने हैं, एंड दिस दैट. और वहां पे जाके एवरी पैराट्रूपर वुड टेल यू दैट 6 नहीं, आप 7वां जंप ही कर रहे हो, तो यू टेक अ 7th रोल. सो ऑफ कोर्स उस समय पता नहीं चलता है, लाइक व्हाट जो कहते हैं ना कि यू वर हैविंग बटरफ्लाईज इन द स्टमक कि मैं जंप करने वाला हूं, तो वो उस समय पता नहीं चलता. एंड इन योर एक्सूबरेंस एंड दैट एक्साइटमेंट, you don't even understand what has happened, because throughout the training thing, आप वो रिहर्स कर रहे हो मेंटली, यू आर रिपीटिंग टाइम एंड अगेन, काउंट करना है, अपना रिजर्व पकड़ के रखना है, ऊपर देखना है, पैराशूट खुलेगा, यू विल हैव टू गिव 4 सेकंड डिले, ऊपर देखना है, अगर डिप्लॉय नहीं हुआ है तो इमीडिएटली यू हैव टू ओपन योर reserve parachute. So all those things are ingrained in your mind, and you are clueless while you are leaping out of the aircraft for the first time, because before that whatever practices you've done either from some ramp or some tower or with all the safety harness and all. So that used to be in a way a joyride for us. But when you jump first out of the plane, and that same kind of a mixed feeling, or rather ignorant feeling, comes when you do your first night jump, because you're not seeing anything, नीचे लाइटें दिख रही हैं, and you don't understand where the parachute is, dragging you, where will you be landing. But उसके बाद फिर then over a period of time, after second, third, fourth jump, you experience all those nitty-gritties of the risk. And देन फिर लोगों के मन में वो, अगर जैसे किसी के मन में डर आना भी होता है, उसके बाद आता है कि यार उस जब में मैं हवा इस तरफ खींच ली थी, तो मतलब राइट साइड में मुझे ब्रूजेस आए थे, तो आई मस्ट एटलीस्ट restrain from getting a dive from right side, or take a roll from the left side. But it most of the time never happens, because you're in fact uh, fighting out with the wind. So
Right. So, and Jiribam, again, I'll come. I'm jumping from Jiribam back to your. But again, in Jiribam, your company, sir, where you were, your battery, I would rather say, had done extremely well, and आपका एक बहुत ही successful operation वहाँ पे हुआ था. and the co-commander came and personally met you and complimented you. And in fact, you being the leader that you are, there was a JC of yours, so you gave him a lot of credit. That's why he was instrumental in getting this done. और हमको जो जिरीबाम में वहां पे दिखा, पूरा घना जंगल था, घना जंगल. And if I'm not mistaken, sir, correct me if I'm wrong, जिरीबाम is primarily a Maite belt actually. And Bengalis भी हैं, वो वहां पे रहते हैं, जहां तक मेरे को वहां की नॉलेज थी. तो सर, could you, if it's okay, can you share us a basic light about on that operation जो बहुत सक्सेस, आप कामयाबी आपका आपके हाथ लगी थी सर वहां पे?
That was the, in fact, third operation wherein we got this input. However, the Borobekra area was majority were, I mean, Bengali population. However, Jiribam and north of it, Uchathal and up to 0 mile, it was all Methi population which was dominating the place, and with a mix of certain hutments of Mizo people as well. So when we did this operation, the first was, in fact, we rehearsed 3 times, 4 times for every minutest of the details, because that time our CO, he retired as Brigadier MPS Mendonça, and my team leader was Colonel Randolph Vaz. So while we were rehearsing everything, I mean, at every night we used to call those Mizo informers of ours, who would tell us, I mean, with whatever best way they could draw on paper or on sand, कि साहब इधर यहाँ पे टिला है, यहाँ पे पुल है, and this is how road goes, this that, with whatever photos. That time mobiles were not there, so whatever photos they had clicked during some time, कि साहब ये market लगा हुआ है, देखो पीछे में, this is the pineapple grove where you can hide and while moving out. So that's how we did whatever deliberation for our planning phase for almost around 1 month. We rehearsed a lot, and then on the actual day, when we got inducted from two sides, uh, before, I mean, the final induction, it was a failed attempt also. I mean, wherein it started raining very heavily, and we had to come back, because, I mean, uh, the entire, because, I mean, it was just on the bank of Barak, so it started flooding, so we had to come back. And on the final day, when the second attempt, after around a week, 10 days time, when we went there to, uh, encircle the entire uh, zone which they have proclaimed or have declared as free zone. So that was one thing which became a success, uh, and the credit goes to the entire team, wherein everybody who was involved in that operation was like day in, day out, just breathing, sleeping, eating for that operation, thinking about whatever details we were being told by all our informers, and the strategies we've been contemplating during our planning phase. So that's how. And when we met, it was a big haul of ammunition which we got, because we had a solid information that the insurgents have come via, I mean, Myanmar route, and along with that, I mean, in fact, uh, around 10-15 days before the catch of that huge arms and ammunition, we did caught almost around 400 kgs of contrabands, which was being smuggled from Myanmar side. So that's how, I mean, the informers came to us, told us that this kind of a thing is there, and they'd probably be taking it, I mean, through Jiribam area only. And we were lucky enough to catch them there in Borobekra area only. So that's how.
Oh, sir, and I remember modesty. I mean, जो आपकी थी उस time पे. I remember when the co-commander complimented you and you put forward your JC and your boys. I said, sir, they did all the work and they were the ones. And मैंने कहा this is a true leader, this is who I idolize, you know. It was आपसे इतना कुछ है सर बात करने के लिए, and you know I know it's very very late, and आपका आधा घंटा तो मैंने यूं ही ले लिया सर, मैंने इतना कुछ है आपसे बात करने के लिए। मगर मैं यहाँ पे समाप्त करूंगा सर, बिकॉज आपसे गुफ्तगू में जाएंगे तो one can just go on the entire night talking so many things with you, sir. Sir, really sincerely thank you for your time. It was so interesting being in conversation with you. And before we part ways, any last message you would like to throw out in the universe, sir?
uh, See, I mean, I'm a very small flight to, give any message, and the way
Oh,
you
come
are
on, sir.
glorifying my
Come on.
tenure,
AU
or
was saying this. AU was saying this. Come on.
so it's it has been a very rather God's grace and the blessings of parents and elders and teachers, which actually bestowed me the opportunity to serve the nation. And I feel myself proud that I could be part of uh, one of the elitist RT unit of Indian Army. And I'm proud to call myself first airborne gunner. And if I uh, just want to convey something to, you know my friends, my countrymen, it is, I mean, we need to do whatever in our capacity for the nation. I mean, we must, we should never say no to do anything or any opportunity whenever we get to do for our nation, whether it is, I mean, just maintaining cleanliness and hygiene within our vicinity, within our town, or our even residential colonies. If it comes to, plantation and reforestation, we must come ahead. If it comes to saving the nature, we must come ahead. So whatever thing we can do to save our culture, our nation, our nationality, we must. And in fact, during the interview only, I wanted to tell you that because of all these coincidences which has happened with me, like uh, my first son is born on Ganesh Day.
Oh, 28th September. All right. I met him. तो सर बड़ा हो गया बहुत। I mean, I couldn't believe
and
इतना बड़ा बेटा है आपका
and
सर।
the second one, because I mean, it had to be a cesarean baby only, because first one was the cesarean. So doctor asked me, which date would you prefer, because it will be between January 10th till 20th. So I chose, of course, 15th of Jan.
I was going to guess that. I was going to guess that. I was just going to guess that. मेरे दिल में था. That's very nice, sir.
So
That's very very nice.
so
Yeah.
I told her that, I mean, the first one was born on Gunners Day, so why not on 15th of Jan, if given a chance and if I can opt for it. So I asked her and I booked the OT for 15th of Jan. But
Wow.
because of some
Wow.
complications, he came on 14th of Jan.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, sir. But sir, I mean, look at the thinking. I mean, 28th September and 15th January. Wow, it's amazing.
20th September is a coincidence. I mean, that's what I was telling you, that everything, I mean, it has been
Sir, just
destined.
an money. When we met, you were not married that time, were you? No.
No, I mean, I got
Ah.
married only after I came out of army, because I mean,
Oh, sir, okay, okay. Okay. But by God. And little did we you know even at that time कि हम 28 सितंबर को मिले हैं, बाद में your son will be also be born years later, couple of years later on 28th September itself. So
yeah.
I really wish we were having this conversation on 28th September. अब मैं सोच रहा हूँ. And
Great, great.
incidentally, you know, when we are getting commissioned, so a senior officer comes and gives us your appellates and such things. So we were very fortunate that we had the honor of receiving it from General Patankar. General Patankar had come, and
He
he
was
had.
colonel of the regiment at that time. While
That's right.
in fact, I got commissioned, and after 6 months, when you got commissioned, so General Patankar was the colonel of the regiment in 2004-5. I mean,
Sir,
he became in 2003, I believe.
sir. Sir, thank you so much for spending time, sir. बहुत मजा आया, and I'm sorry to have ambushed you and given you a short notice, sir. But आपने दिल रखा, आपने बात रखी अपने जंगू की, सर शुक्रिया बहुत बहुत सर. जय हिंद
Thank
सर.
you so very much.